Brought to you by Southern Trust Home Services. And hey there, it's meteorologist Jamie Singleton. Going to make this one kind of fast here for you, but this is a quick Saturday update on the post-cyclone Nestor rainfall that we've seen across the area. We've got some drier air that's been moving into Florida behind some vigorous storms overnight last night, some tornadoes around the Tampa area. Actually, I believe it was just to the east there, Lakewater. Interstate 4 there got clobbered with severe weather. Now that could cut down on some of the rainfall totals, but the moisture is still on the way. You can see it here on the loop. The clouds are increasing across the area today. No rainfall just yet, but we are starting to see it break out across North Carolina. And I think this activity around the Georgia area, that's what we're going to get overnight tonight. Now, what will happen is this is a fast mover. So we're going to be relatively, narrowed to how much rain we get overnight tonight. But this is the HRRR model, and it goes into motion. And you can see how it's still cranking out some very decent rainfall amounts. It does start to shift some of the heavier rainfall off to the east with time by tomorrow morning. I believe this stops at 6 o'clock in the morning, but you can see a fair amount of yellow here, even some orange showing up. So I believe that along and east of the Blue Ridge Parkway is where we're going to see those 1 to 3 inch amounts, maybe up to 4, but I think the speed of the system is going to keep it relatively between 1 and 3 inches. That's still a significant amount of rainfall, and nowhere do I see under an inch of rain except maybe in the Allegheny Highlands in the Greenbrier Valley of West Virginia. So let me show you what's going on here on the SREF. I like to use this a lot in terms of preset placement. This is the average initialized at 15Z, and you can see that trend there just east of the Blue Ridge, Roanoke at 1.47. This will get going a little bit later on this evening, 1.89 Danville. But if you look at the actual convective allowing models, we still have a max here at see if I can get that tighter for you. 2.75 over Roanoke and into the NRV. So this is going to be a close call. Again, it's driven by not necessarily the remnants of Nestor itself, but the actual jet stream circulation occurring around the system. So that siphons the moisture off the actual circulation and it gets it into our area. So let me go into West Virginia on this other convective allowing model here, and I will go to Precip for you, pull up these totals and see if we have a similar trend. And a little bit lower here, but you can see I like this around Southside 2.38, Danville 2.45, Martinsville 2 inches, Roanoke 1.89, Lynchburg. Now just 25 or 30 miles is going to make a big difference, right? And where this wraps around and where we see the heaviest rain. It's 99% beneficial rain. I can't rule out, because it's tropical moisture, again, some isolated high water concerns because of the rainfall rates. This is the RAP model. You just saw the HRRR a second ago. This is the RAP model, the rapid update cycle at 18Z. Which was at 2 o'clock about an hour and a half ago. And you can see that brings the rain in here by around 9 o'clock in the NRV. It overspreads the Roanoke Valley by 2 in the morning. The thing about it is by 12Z, 13Z, which is about 10 o'clock, it's almost over with. It is slowing down a little bit on the modeling, but I think the heaviest rain is going to be from about 1 a.m. to about 8 a.m. in the morning, area-wide. And again, a fair amount of rain still being picked up on some of these shorter range models. If you were to look at the Euro and the GFS, which I'm not going to show because I don't believe in just showing models for the sake of showing models. I believe in looking at what I can and what kind of makes sense to me. The wrap here even showing over 2 inches of rain in the south side overnight tonight. So it's going to be a wet go of it. Again, after midnight especially, just beware of water and low spots, and beware that the rain's going to come down pretty heavy at times as this rainfall continues to move into the area. Okay, so still watching that. This is the latest. Let's see if I can get the HRRR rainfall amounts up real quick here before I sign off, because I got to do stuff at 4 o'clock here. So you can see how this has shifted into Halifax County here on the latest run, but it keeps going back and forth. Again, east of the Blue Ridge is where I'm expecting most of the rain. So Roanoke, I'm not quite sure if you'll get to the 1 to 3 or not. I think you may get the 1 or maybe 1.5 or 2, but the 3-inch amounts are going to be closer to Danville and Halifax and South Boston and Charlotte Courthouse as well, as you see here on the average of the modeling. So the clouds are moving in as expected. The rain is moving in as well. Again, a little bit of a dry slot here may cut down a little bit, but it's not the actual storm that is providing us the rainfall. It's the jet streak, and this negatively tilted, where it tilts like this, or actually, let's see. Yeah, like that. You can see it tilting like that across Atlanta. That's negative tilt. That gets a lot of lift and jet stream dynamics out ahead of it. That basically sucks the moisture into our area, and that's what I'm expecting a little bit later on. So that's your latest update. I'll have more updates as we go through the night tonight into the day tomorrow. In the meantime, prepare on some heavier rain, especially late tonight. And hopefully by the time you go out to church, Sunday school, it'll be winding down, but watch out for some high water and some low spots. Overall, some beneficial rain, and I still think those rainfall amounts will be rather robust, especially along and east of the Blue Ridge.